Travel today looks very different than it did 10 years ago. Whether you're a backpacker hopping across countries with everything you own in one bag, or a digital nomad working out of cafes and Airbnbs, you want your lifestyle to feel light, flexible, and free. The one thing nobody wants when they're traveling is more bulk. That's why most people ditch giant laptops, oversized cameras, and heavy gadgets when they start living out of a backpack. But here's the funny part. When the day ends and you're back in your hostel, your hotel, or even sitting on a rooftop somewhere new, the one thing everyone wishes for is a bigger screen. Sure, a laptop works for quick edits, your phone works for Netflix on the go, but it doesn't feel immersive. Watching a movie or even streaming your favorite show on a 6-inch screen doesn't feel like an experience. That's why more and more backpackers and digital nomads in 2025 are searching for travel projectors. They want something small enough to carry anywhere, but powerful enough to give them that cinematic vibe no matter where they are. Here's the problem though. The majority of so-called travel projectors are either too expensive, too bulky, or too limited. You've got models from Nebula or BenQ that call themselves portable, but they still weigh down your backpack and cost upwards of $500. That's not what a minimalist traveler or a digital nomad wants to spend. And then you've got super cheap options that look tempting on Amazon, but the second you try to mirror your iPhone or stream Netflix, they either lag, disconnect, or completely block the content because of licensing restrictions. And as someone traveling light, the last thing you want is to carry a gadget that doesn't actually work when you need it most. That's where the SimplifiTech CineX mini projector makes so much sense for travelers. It's literally pocket-sized, small enough to slip into a side pouch of your backpack or even your jacket. You don't need to dedicate a separate space for it, and it doesn't add weight the way most portable projectors do. But when you switch it on, it throws up a massive screen anywhere, on a plain hostel wall, on a tent when you're camping, or even on the ceiling if you're lying down in an Airbnb after a long day. And that's the beauty of it. You're carrying something that weighs almost nothing, but gives you a 100-inch experience on demand. What makes it even better for travelers is how independent it is. A lot of projectors require Wi-Fi to connect your phone. But if you're backpacking through places with spotty internet, or you're working remotely in countries where connections aren't stable, you don't want your projector to depend on Wi-Fi. The CineX solves this by creating its own hotspot. That means your iPhone or Android connects directly, no extra router, no setup, no hotel password struggles. And because it runs Android 11 inside, you can preload your favorite streaming apps like Netflix, YouTube, or Prime Video before your trip and watch them directly from the projector. That way, even if you're sitting on a mountain lodge with no internet, you can still play the content you downloaded in advance. For digital nomads, this makes it more than just an entertainment gadget. Imagine working remotely and being able to project your slides or your work on a big wall in a cafe or co-working space. No need to carry bulky monitors or rely on whatever outdated screens the place has. The CineX becomes your portable office screen when you need it, and your cinema when the work is done. That flexibility is something you won't get from carrying a tablet or even a high-end laptop. It's a tool that adapts to your lifestyle instead of weighing it down. And let's be honest here, price matters when you're traveling. Backpackers are on budgets. Digital nomads care about value. Spending $600 on a projector doesn't make sense when you're living out of a bag. That's what makes the SimplifiTech CineX mini projector so appealing. At under $100 on sale, it's cheaper than a pair of wireless headphones, yet it transforms your travel experience completely. You can share a movie night with strangers in a hostel, project your vlog edits for friends, or even just turn a boring layover into something fun by projecting on a wall in your Airbnb. And because it's small and affordable, you don't stress about it the way you would with an expensive piece of equipment. I've seen so many digital nomads lug around gear that just makes no sense. Extra monitors, heavy projectors, or gadgets they barely use because they're too complicated to set up on the go. CineX fixes that problem. It's the definition of plug and play. Take it out of your pocket, power it up, mirror your phone, and within seconds you're watching content the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. And because it has auto keystone correction, you don't have to waste time adjusting the angle every single time. The picture straightens itself, which is exactly what you want when you're traveling and don't have patience for fiddling. At the end of the day, if you're a backpacker or a digital nomad in 2025 and you're looking for the best travel projector, you don't need something oversized, overpriced, or overcomplicated. You need something safe, cheap, fun, and built for real-world use. That's why the SimplifyTech CineX mini projector is the smartest choice. It's not just another gadget. It's the one device that will actually make your trips more enjoyable, your downtime more relaxing, and your work setup more flexible. For the price of a single night in a mid-range hotel, you can carry a cinema and an office in your pocket. Check the link in the description before it sells out, because once you've traveled with CineX, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it.